Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Upper Down, aka Tud, and today we're going to be playing some Slay the Spire. Alright, let's go ahead and pop in here. Today we're going to go ahead and play as the Watcher. Alrighty, what does Niao have in store for us today? Alright, we can start out with a card automatically upgraded. We can increase our max health by 7. We can lose all of our gold, but increase our max health by 14. Or lose our starting relic and obtain a random boss relic. Alright, let's take a look at the deck here and see what we have. We could possibly upgrade Eruption or Vigilance here for an early permanent upgrade. I could trade all my gold for 14 health. That's probably the best health increase that we could possibly ask for. Or trade our starting relic to add a miracle to the hand at the start of combat for a random boss relic. I'm going to go ahead and go with the max health here. I feel like that is the best use of our time for now. Alright, let's keep an eye out for any fires here. Alright, so a couple across the middle here. We have a couple more here, a little higher up. We do have the mini-boss here on the right side, so we definitely want to make sure that we hit that. Alright, so I'm going to start on the far left side here. We'll cut across the middle and head up to the empowered mini-boss. Alright, into the first combat we go. Looks like 11 damage incoming from the first enemy here. We could go ahead and pop Vigilance to enter Calm and gain 8 block. That will cost 2 mana though. Alternatively, I could play 2 defends and we get more block out of that. And we will strike as well. Looks like we'll take 1 damage here, but unfortunately that's unavoidable. So we drop down to 85 health remaining. 7 damage incoming here. Let's go ahead and pop a defend, and then we will double strike. Dropping him down to 25 health now. 2 damage incoming. That drops us down to 83. He's gained 5 block. Another attack for 7 incoming here. Let's go ahead and play Vigilance for the full block. We'll pop our Miracle and play both strikes. That gets him down to 18 health. He's gained another 5 block here. No attack incoming this time around. Let's go ahead and play Eruption into a strike. And let's finish him off. Alright, new card to add to the deck. We could pick up Sash Whip here for 1 week if we play an attack just before we play this. We also have Bowling Bash, 7 damage for each enemy in combat, and Tantrum, 3 damage 3 times, enter Wrath. Alright, so there's a lot of good options here. I think Bowling Bash is going to be the most beneficial for us though. Lots of big damage depending on the number of enemies in the combat. Alright, no attack incoming this time. Let's go ahead here and play Eruption. We'll take the chance that we might have some damage taken here. Alright, 32 health remaining, 12 damage incoming. Let's go ahead and throw everything at him. Alright. We have another Sash Whip here. We have Collect. Put a Miracle Plus into your hand at the start of your next X turns. We also have Reach Heaven for 10 damage, and we get to shuffle a 0-cost Through Violence into the draw pile that does 20 damage at no cost. Honestly, both cards are good. They each have their uses. I personally am going to go for Reach Heaven here. The extra 20 damage at no cost in the future is going to come in handy for us. Golden Idol. You come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. You sure don't see any traps nearby. Let's go ahead and take the golden idol here. We will trigger a trap. Alright, let's take a look at the map here. We don't have any shops coming up, at least not yet. So we could take the injury here that would effectively take away one of our cards. each time we draw that hand. We also have Smash here for 21 damage. We don't really have a way to regain our health, though, or we could lose 6 max health. We don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and take the injury. Run! You barely leap into a side passageway as the boulder rushes by. Unfortunately, it feels like you sprained something, however. Alright, into the next combat we go. We have 2 enemies here to fight. We have drawn Bowling Bash. This will deal 7 damage for each enemy in the combat, so we can hit the enemy in the front here and do 14 damage to him, taking him out. We have 10 damage incoming from the enemy in the back. We do have a defend here for 5 block. Alright, so let's go ahead and play our strike here for 6. Unfortunately, we will take 5 damage, dropping down to 78 health. But we have the enemy reduced down to 25 now. 7 damage incoming. Let's go ahead and pop our Reach Heaven. And we have a defend. We'll hold off on anything else for now. We should, in our next hand, draw Reach Heaven to take out the enemy. We've dropped down to 76 health. Through Violence. Alrighty. Flying Sleeves, Retain. Deal 4 damage twice. We also have Third Eye for 7 block and 3 scry, which will let us look at the next 3 cards of our deck. And we also have Crescendo, Retain, Enter Wrath. Let's go ahead and pick up Flying Sleeves here for the damage. Alright, into the next question mark room we go. Wheel of Change. You come upon a dapper-looking, cheery gremlin. It's time to spin the wheel. Are you ready? Of course you are. Alright, let's go ahead and give the wheel a spin. That's not one I've gotten before. Uh-oh, you lose. You spot him readying a shiv. We're gonna lose 8 health. You slash at the crazy gremlin, but he's simply too quick. He gets you a few times with a crude shiv. The price has been paid. And with that, both the gremlin and its wheel disappear in a puff of smoke. Into the fire we go. Let's go ahead and grab the ruby portion of the key, so we don't have to worry about that now going forward. Next question mark, we have a combat. 12 damage incoming here from this first enemy. Let's go ahead and pop 2 defends. And let's pop our miracle here to get Reach Heaven for the 20 damage through Violence. Alright, we'll drop down to 66 remaining health here. Another 12 damage incoming. We only have the 1 defend though, so we will be taking 7 damage here. That is unavoidable for us. Let's go ahead and pop Flying Sleeves into a strike. We have him down to 25 health remaining. We are now down to 59 health. Through Violence into a strike to finish him. Alright, Cut Through Fate, deal 7 damage, scry 2, draw 1. Another Bowling Bash, and follow-up. 7 damage, if the last card played this combat was an attack, gain 1 mana. Let's go ahead and grab that. We can definitely set that up to work for us. Let's go ahead and upgrade a card here. If we upgrade follow-up, it will do 11 damage instead of 7. Flying Sleeves will do 6 damage twice. Reach Heaven will do 15 instead of 10. Bowling Bash will do 10 damage for each enemy instead of 7. I think the best option for us is Bowling Bash. It has the most potential for damage output. Into the next room we go. We have a chest. We can either grab the Whetstone, which will upgrade 2 random attacks, or the Sapphire Key. Let's go ahead and grab the Whetstone, see what we get. We got Flying Sleeve and Strike upgraded. Into the next question mark room. Shining Light. You find a shimmering mass of light encompassing the center of the room. Its warm glow and enchanting patterns invite you in. We can upgrade 2 random cards for 17 health here. I think we're going to hold off for now. 17 health is a bit steep when we're about to head into a boss fight. You walk around it, wondering what could have been. Into the next monster fight we go. We have a bunch of small enemies here. This is the perfect time for us to draw Bowling Bash. Let's hit the enemy in the back here, take him out. Alright, we can play a defend here for 5 block. Okay, so Flying Sleeves will do 12 damage. Let's hit the enemy here in the middle, take him out. Alright, I could pop a Miracle for Strike, but 6 damage won't be enough to take any of them out. So we'll hold off for now. We will take 3 damage, dropping us down to 56 health. We've also been applied with 2 turns of Weak. Alright, let's go ahead and pop Eruption here on the enemy in the front. And a Strike will now take out the enemy in the back. Let's go ahead and play our Miracle here to get a Defend. That gives us 5 blocks, so another 3 damage here, dropping us down to 53 health remaining. Another turn of Weak has been added. Alright, we have enough damage to take him out now. Let's go ahead and play Reach Heaven. Gained ourselves a block potion. We have another Flying Sleeve. We have Flurry of Blows. Whenever you switch stances, return this from the discard to your hand. And Tranquility to enter Calm at 1 cost. I think it's worth grabbing Tranquility here, especially since it is a retain card, so it will stay in the hand. Into the next question mark, we have a lab. You find yourself in a room filled with racks and test tubes, beakers, flasks, forceps, pinch clamps, stirring rods, tongs, goggles, funnels, pipettes, cylinders, condensers, and even a rare spiral tube of glass. Why do you know the name of all these tools? It doesn't matter. You take a look around. Find some potions. Alright, so the question is, are these potions going to be better than the potions we currently have? I'm going to get rid of the strength potion here. Yes, it is nice, but having access to either the cultist potion or stance potion would be better. Stance potion allows me to automatically enter either calm or wrath. The cultist potion will give me 1 ritual, which will increase strength at the end of each turn. We also have liquid thorns and a 12 block potion. Let's go ahead and grab our stance potion here. I see more benefit to having that. Liquid bronze is nice. And 12 block is as well. I think we keep what we have. Into the empowered mini-boss. Alright, looks like they start with 3 turns, 3 regen each turn, I should say. Let's go ahead and pop a Vigilance to start. We'll hit Flying Sleeves on the enemy in the front. And play our liquid bronze here. And we will leave it at that. We've dropped down to 52 health. They have each healed 3. We have follow-up here. Let's go ahead and hit the enemy in the front. Now we can play our Eruption. That gives us our 2 mana back. We'll pop him with a Strike, taking him out. And now we can pop Tranquility to go back into Calm. And Defend. Now we're down to only taking 4 damage here, and dealing 3 back as counter. That will be healed automatically due to the regeneration they have. 9 damage incoming from the enemy in the front here. Let's go ahead and pop our Bowling Bash into a Reach Heaven. Could go ahead and use my block potion for a 12 block here, since we don't have a way to take him out directly. Actually, I could have used my Miracle and struck him. That would have been enough with the Thorns. I didn't calculate that in, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and play Reach Heaven on the enemy in the back. Get our Defend going as well. And we'll go ahead and strike the enemy in the front here, dropping him down to 2 health remaining. 4 damage we're about to take, dropping us down to 44. Alright, we have drawn Flying Sleeve here. Let's go ahead and strike the enemy in the front, and Flying Sleeve the enemy in the back. No need to play anything else, we'll hold off for now. 8 health remaining, 3 heal, up to 11. Reach Heaven and Bowling Bash to finish him off. Alright, we've gotten the boot. Whenever you would deal 4 or less unblocked attack damage, increase it to 5. That's a very powerful artifact to have. We also get the Emerald Key and Ambrosia to enter Divinity. Vault. Take an extra turn after this one. This is a rare card. You don't often see those in non-floor stage boss rooms. We also have Empty Fist for 9 damage and exit your stance. And Evaluate. Gain 6 block, shuffle an insight into the draw. Let's go ahead and pick up Vault here. We can upgrade that to be a 2-cost card. Into the next combat we go. We have 2 enemies here, which will each apply us with a debuff on death. Let's go ahead and pop Vigilance here to enter our stance. We'll pop Flying Sleeve here on the enemy in the front, dealing 12 damage to him. We'll pop our Miracle to get a strike off as well. And we have a full block. The enemy in the back has increased his strength by 3, now looking to do 9 damage. Let's go ahead and throw a follow-up at the enemy in the back. We will strike the enemy in the front. That does give us 2 turns of vulnerable. We have enough defense to avoid any major damage here. 3 damage taken, dropping us down to 41 health. Alright, so let's go ahead here and pop our... Let's go ahead and pop our Ambrosia here. That'll put us into Divinity stance, giving us much more mana to work with. Now we can pop Reach Heaven, and that finishes him off. Alright, we have Consecrate for 5 damage to all enemies. We have Tranquility once again for entering Calm, and Cut Through Fate. Let's go ahead and pick up Consecrate here, the free damage. We should be able to survive with 41 health. Let's go ahead and smith our Vault card to make it a 2-cost now going forward. And into the boss fight we go. 240 health, 30 damage to break through his armor. Let's go ahead and start out with our Flying Sleeve. Now into follow-up. Not that we really needed it. Let's go ahead and play our Swift Potion to draw 3 cards. We drew Vault. Now we can play our Miracle to use Vault. We get 1 additional turn after this. Alright, so let's go ahead and play Tranquility here to enter Calm, and then Eruption. That'll give us 2 mana back. And then Double Strike. That drops it down to 202 health out of 240. Not bad for a first turn. He has gained 3 Thorns, looking to do 18 damage to us here. Let's go ahead and pop our Defends. Alright, let's go ahead and do our Bowling Bash as well, and then we'll use our Stance Potion to switch into Calm. That reduces his damage back down to 9, so 2 will take here, dropping down to 39 health. Alright, 16 damage incoming here. Let's go ahead and double defend. We have yet another Bowling Bash, only going to do 10 damage to him though, and we don't have enough mana for Reach Heaven, so we will simply hold off here. 6 damage taken, dropping us down to 33. Alright. We'll go ahead and play Flying Sleeves here into a follow-up. And now we can either play Vigilance for 8 block or Double Strike for 12. 20 damage incoming here. I think we should play Vigilance for the block. Unfortunately, going into Calm after already being in Calm does not trigger the mana generation. Alright, let's go ahead and play Eruption here. That'll put us into Wrath, increasing our attack damage. Might as well play our Defends, since we have the mana to work with. Alright, 18 damage incoming here. We don't have a way to exit Calm, or exit Wrath, unfortunately. We do have enough block to avoid too much damage. 3, that'll drop us down to 18. We have the boss at about half health. Big attack incoming here. We did draw Vigilance. Fantastic timing. Alright, so 8 damage we'll take here, dropping us down to 10 health. Alright, so let's go ahead and play Eruption here to give ourselves the additional mana and attack damage into a follow-up. And Flying Sleeves to do 24 damage. And then we strike. Alright, we have the boss down to 83 health. He has given himself Thorns once again. 18 damage incoming, and we will not survive this, I don't think. We'll play our Defend to start. Into a Bowling Bash. And a follow-up. Now we can play Flying Sleeves as well. We got the boss down to 25 health, but this is the end for us. Alright, unfortunately a quick end for the Watcher. Let's give it another shot. What do you have for us now, Niao? We can remove a card from the deck, obtain 100 gold, lose all gold and remove 2 cards from the deck, or lose our starting relic and obtain a random boss relic. Let's see, our first shop is pretty far in. It'll be right after the first empowered mini-boss. Not to mention we are rather short on fires as well. We're only going to have access to 2. Let's go ahead and obtain 100 gold. We'll have to save up for the shop. Alright, so 2 enemies to start, both looking to attack. Let's go ahead and start out with our Eruption on the enemy in the front. Now we could play Vigilance to exit Wrath and switch back over to Calm. I'm going to go ahead and use this opportunity to take out the enemy in front. And we pop a Miracle and play Defend. So 9 damage we'll take here, dropping down to 63 health. Alright, triple strike. And we finish it. Empty Fist, 9 damage, exit your stance. Gain 3 block. If you are in Wrath, gain 9 additional from Halt. And Inner Peace. If you are in Calm, draw 3 cards, otherwise enter Calm. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Into the next combat we go. We have 2 enemies, each with Curl up. Neither looking to attack on the first turn. We'll go ahead and pop a Strike on the enemy in the back. A Strike on the enemy in the front. Pop our Miracle and enter Calm. Need to do 9 damage to each enemy here in order to walk away without taking any damage. We have 4 turns of weak, though. So we could play Eruption into Inner Peace here, but I don't necessarily see a need to do so. We'll go ahead and strike the enemy in front, pop our Inner Peace. And Strike will not be enough to take out the enemy in the front, so I will need to play Defend in order to avoid taking any damage here. 2 additional turns of weak. Alright, we have drawn Eruption. Let's go ahead and hit the enemy in the front to take him out. And strike the enemy in the back to take him out as well. Alright, Empty Body, gain 7 block, exit your stance. Wave of the Hand. Whenever you gain block this turn, apply 1 weak to all enemies. And Empty Mind. Draw 2 cards and exit your stance. I like Empty Body. 7 block and exiting stance is definitely to our benefit. Let's go ahead and proceed into the next fight we go. 50 health on this enemy. We'll go ahead and start out with Inner Peace. That'll put us into Calm. And then Eruption to exit Calm. And we get our 12 extra damage. Alright, looks like the enemy is going to try to do 12 damage to us this turn. Let's go ahead and double strike here. And then we'll pop our Miracle to play Vigilance, giving us 8 block, which is just enough to avoid any incoming damage. Alright, 5 damage we need to do to him now. Let's go ahead and strike. And he's done. Alright, Swivel. Gain 8 block. The next attack you play costs 0. We also have Prostrate. Gain 2 Mantra and 4 block. And Pressure Points. Apply 8 mark. All enemies lose HP equal to their mark. Let's go ahead and pick up Swivel here. 8 block plus making the next attack cost 0. We could definitely take advantage of that. Proceeding to the right, we're going to go into the question mark room here. The Cleric. A strange blue humanoid with a golden helm approaches you with a huge smile.
Hello, friend. I am Cleric. Are you interested in my services?
The creature shouts loudly. You can pay 35 gold to heal 18 health or 50 gold to remove a card from the deck. I don't necessarily have anything at the moment that I wish to remove from the deck. So let's go ahead and simply walk away from this. I could heal 18 health, but I don't really need to, so we'll hold off for now. You don't trust this Cleric, so you leave. Into the next monster fight we go. We have a single enemy with 47 health looking to do 13 damage to us. We don't have any attacks in the hand whatsoever. Let's go ahead and start out with Vigilance here into Defend. That'll give us a full block here. Alright, attacking once again here for 8. Let's go ahead and play Empty Body to exit our stance for additional mana and gain 7 block. And now we can play all of our strikes. Got him down to 23 health, 1 damage we're about to take. And our character's been applied with Vulnerable to take more damage now from enemy attacks. Alright. Let's go ahead and play... Let's go ahead and play Inner Peace. That'll put us into Calm. Now we can play our Swivel for 8 block. The next attack costs 0. So we get our Eruption off. And now we double defend. That puts us at 18, so we will take 6 damage here, dropping us down to 56. Big attack incoming, but we have enough to take him out. Alright, so, Nirvana. Whenever you scry, gain 3 block. Evaluate, gain 6 block, and shuffle an Insight to draw 2 cards into the deck. And Flurry of Blows. Whenever you change stances, return this from the discard to your hand. Let's go ahead and pick up Evaluate here. 6 block at 1 cost, and you get an additional card to draw. Alright, let's go ahead and get the ruby portion of the key here, and we'll head into the next monster fight. We have a single enemy. He is a thief, looking to do 10 damage to us on this first turn. Alright, let's go ahead and strike. We'll play Evaluate and Defend. That'll help us avoid any incoming damage being taken here. He's stolen 15 of our gold. Alright, so we can go ahead and play Vigilance here to enter Calm. Alright, let's go ahead and... We're going to retain Insight. That'll stay in the hand, so we don't have to worry about playing it before the end of the turn. Let's go ahead and pop our Miracle here, play Swivel for the block, and make our strike free. Alright, so now we have a full block, and we've got the enemy down to 35 health remaining. Alright, we have Empty Body here. Let's go ahead and play that for the extra mana. We'll play our Insight to draw. And now, let's lay in with our strikes. We have him down to 17 health. He is going to apply some armor to himself, though. Alright, looks like 23 health we need to do in damage to him. Unfortunately, we will not be able to because we do not have any cards that do damage in our hand. So we'll just end our turn here. Oops, I clicked too fast and accidentally took a random card. We got another Swivel. Wonderful. Into the next room, we have an upgrade shrine. Before you lies an elaborate shrine to a forgotten spirit. Let's go and upgrade something here. We can upgrade Swivel to make it 11 block instead of 8. We can upgrade Evaluate to make it 10 block instead of 6. Empty Body to make it 10 block instead of 7. Inner Peace to draw an additional card. We can increase the block of Vigilance by 1. I'm sorry, 4. Or reduce the cost of Eruption by 1. Well, let's go ahead here and upgrade Evaluate. Making it a 10 block, 1 cost card is definitely the best option for us at the moment. The Shrine's energy flows into you, making you stronger. Into the chest room we go. We have the white beast statue. Potions always appear in combat rewards or the blue portion of the key. Let's go ahead and grab the blue portion of the key here. We'll head into the next monster battle. We have 2 enemies here. The quickest option is going to be to take out the enemy in the back. Let's go ahead and play our Swivel for 8 block. That makes our Eruption free. Alright, 12 damage now incoming from the enemy in the front. We're going to go ahead and play our Defend here to fully block. We do have to be careful. We will take more damage now from both enemies. And we will deal less damage for the next 2 turns. Alright, let's go ahead and strike the enemy in the back. We do have Vigilance here. I'm going to go ahead and play a strike first, pop our Miracle, and then play Vigilance. That'll reduce his attack back down to 6. We have a full block now. Need to do 16 damage to him to take him out. All we needed was a couple of strikes. Unfortunately, we didn't get that, so let's go and play Evaluate here. We'll go and play Inner Peace as well to draw. We have drawn our Insight. We have yet another Evaluate. Sure, let's go ahead and play that. Oh, before we do, actually, let's play Empty Body to get the extra mana out of it. Now we play Evaluate here, and our Strike. Now we have 1 Insight to draw 2 additional cards, just in case we don't draw what we need on our next turn. But it appears we have, so we are good. Alright. Meditate. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand and retain it. Enter Calm. Deceive Reality, gain 4 block, add a safety into your hand, which will give you 12 block when used, and another Flying Sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Deceive Reality here for the block opportunities. We'll go ahead and head into the Empowered Mini-Boss, the same as the previous Empowered Mini-Boss we fought. Alright, let's go ahead and play Vigilance here for the 8 block and Calm. And we'll start striking the enemy in the front here. No need to really do anything at the moment. Can hold on to the Miracle just in case. We have taken 1 damage from the enemy in the middle. Lots of status cards put into the discard pile there. Do have to be careful about that going forward. Alright, so We have Swivel here, which will make our strike a 0 cost, and then Deceive Reality for 4 block and the safety to go with it. Let's go ahead and play Swivel here for the free attack. We'll hit the enemy in the front, and then play Deceive Reality. That puts us at 12 block here, so we would take 6 damage unless we play the Miracle. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll get Defend for the additional block. So we'll take 1 damage, dropping down to 54 health. Alright, 9 damage coming from the enemy in the middle. Let's go ahead and play Empty Body here. Oh, actually, before we do that, we'll play Eruption on the enemy in the front. That puts us into Wrath, giving us 2 additional mana to work with. We'll Strike as well. Now we can play Empty Body to exit our stance because we don't have any more attacks to work with. And then we'll play Evaluate as well for the Insight. Alright, no damage taken this turn, lots of status cards added to the discard pile though. My deck is more status card than it is regular card at this point. Alright, let's go ahead and play Inner Peace here to enter Calm. We have big damage incoming, let's go ahead and play Insight to draw. We have Empty Body, let's go ahead and play that. That'll give us 7 block, exiting our stance, giving us additional mana to work with. Let's go ahead and play our Swivel, puts us at 15. And Defend for the full block. Our next attack will be free. See, I wasn't aware that that would carry over between turns. That changes things. Get our free attack in there, and we've almost taken out the enemy in the front. Let's go ahead and play our safety for the full block. He will heal by 3, up to 6. We can still take him out with a single strike, though. Alright, let's take him out. And pop our Defend here. We will take 4 damage from the enemy in the back. Not much we can really do about that, though. Dropping down to 50 health remaining. 9 damage incoming from the enemy in the front now. Let's go ahead and play our Swivel here. That'll make our next attack cost 0. We'll Evaluate as well. That gives us a full block now. Alright, Deceive Reality will give us another safety to work with. Let's go ahead and play our Insight for the extra draw. And nothing but Daze. Alright, play Defend here for the full block. We'll get rid of all those Daze cards. Alright, another turn of pretty much nothing but Daze. Let's go ahead and play our Inner Peace here, and our safety for the full block. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit with our Strike. And play Swivel here for the 8 block and make our next attack 0. Be nice if we drew Crescendo or something to enter Wrath here. We did not, though. Let's go ahead and play our Evaluate for 10 block. We'll throw Strike out as well. We have a full block now, no point in playing Vigilance because we're already in Calm. Alright, so let's go ahead and play our Eruption here. It's the only attack we have at the moment. Now we can play Empty Body for the 7 block. And Defend. That gives us a full block to work with. We're slowly whittling down the enemy in the front. Let's go ahead and play our Deceive Reality. We'll get Insight as well for extra draw. We have drawn a Defend, so that will give us a full block here from the enemy in front. As long as we continue not taking damage and slowly whittle down the enemy in the front, we will eventually take them out. Alright, let's go ahead and play our Evaluate here. It gives us our Insight for next turn and Swivel as well. Keeping the safety in hand just in case. Alright, so we have ourselves a free strike. And another swivel. Might as well play Empty Body to get the extra block. Alright, Eruption comes out at no charge. Let's go ahead and pop that into an Insight to draw. We have drawn Inner Peace. Might as well pop both our defense for a full block. We have 35 cards in the exhaust pile now, due to all the status effect cards we keep getting put in the deck. We have drawn Vigilance here to enter Calm. We're already in Calm, though. Let's go ahead and pop our Strike on the enemy in the front. Might as well pop Vigilance here for the 8 block. We'll take 1 damage, dropping down to 48 health. Alright, so Swivel and Deceive Reality here for the full block. We now have 2 safeties in the hand. We are not drawing anything in the way of block, though. Or, I'm sorry, attack, though. Alright, Crescendo into a Strike. That'll take out the enemy in the front. And do we have any more attacks coming up? We have a couple. We go ahead and pop back into Peace, though. Just in case I don't happen to draw any, we don't have to worry about taking 19 damage, or, sorry, 18 damage. Of course, I drew both of my strikes. Okay, let's go ahead and pop a safety here. Let's go ahead and pop our Evaluate for the Insight. Now we only have to worry about days being added every other turn, so we are making progress, slowly. We have 47 cards in the exhaust pile. We have drawn Insight. Let's go ahead and play our Swivel here for the 8 block. That'll make our strike cost 0. Let's go ahead and play Empty Body here for the block. We're sitting at 25 block now. Alright, Swivel into Inner Peace. Alright, we have drawn our Strike. Let's go ahead and pop that. We'll get Deceive Reality and Swivel as well. Back to having 2 safeties in the hand. Pop Strike. No need to play anything else because he's not attacking this turn. Alright, we can double strike here and play Evaluate as well. We have him down to 18, I'm sorry, up to 21 now. And let's go ahead and play our Eruption. We'll get our Swivel off as well to make the next attack free. Let's go to player Insight to draw. Nothing but block. Discard all of that junk. He has applied us with more dazed cards. We've drawn everything we need now to finish him. Alright, we get the Incense Burner. Every 6 turns, gain 1 intangible. The Emerald portion of the key. And a couple of cards to choose from. Empty Mind. Draw 2 cards and exit your stance. Flying Sleeves for 4 damage twice. And Fasting for 3 strength, 3 dexterity, but you gain 1 less mana at the start of each turn. Let's go ahead and pick up our Flying Sleeves here. We need more damage in the deck. And finally, we make our way into the shop with 272 gold to work with. The Abacus. Whenever you shuffle your draw pile, gain 6 block. We also have Simmering Wrath. At the start of your next turn, enter Wrath and draw 2 cards. Pressure points. We have Empty Fist for 9 damage and Exit Stance. Deal 12 damage, deals additional damage equal to mantra gained this combat. We have a Panic button for 30 block, but you can't gain block for the next 2 turns. And Transmutation. Add X random colorless cards to your hand. They cost 0 this turn. Out of all of these cards, there isn't anything that really jumps out at me. Empty Fist would be nice at a 1 cost, being able to exit our stance. With it being on sale, I think it's worth picking that up. Let's also go ahead and pick up Transmutation. I always love the random opportunity to get cards. We also have a potion slot. We could go ahead and pick up an attack potion here. And we will walk away with 26 gold. Into the next question mark room, we have a combat. Alright. Enemy in the back is looking to attack here for 10. Let's go ahead and play Inner Peace to enter Calm. We'll pop Swivel as well to make our strike cost 0. Need to try to take out the enemy in the back quickly. Let's go ahead and play our attack potion as well. Retain. Deals 7 damage. When retained, increase its damage by 4 for the rest of combat. We also have deal 5 damage to a random enemy 5 times. Let's go ahead and pick up Windmill Strike. Let's keep it in the hand. And let's go ahead and drink our Ancient Potion to avoid the debuff from the enemy in the front here. I don't think it's worth playing Miracle for 2 damage absorption, so we'll hold off for now. Alright, we were hit for 2. He's stolen 15 gold from us. Looks like an attack here for 18. Alright, let's go ahead and pop the Eruption here on the enemy in the back. That'll put us into Wrath. 22 damage now from Windmill Strike. Let's go ahead and pop that. I could gain 8 block from Vigilance and enter Calm, and then pop Empty Body to exit the stance. Let's go ahead and do that. That puts us at 15 block, gives us 2 extra mana. That's almost a full block. Let's go ahead and play Transmutation here, see what we get. We got Master of Strategy for 3 draw. Let's go ahead and do that. And we also got Enlightenment to make cards in the hand cost 1 for the rest of the turn. Let's go ahead and do that as well. Alright, so let's pop our Miracle here. And we'll play our Deceive Reality for 4 extra block. That gives us now a full block and a safety. Alright, so neither is attacking us this turn, which is fantastic. We have the enemy in the back down to 12 health remaining. He is going to buff himself with armor, though, so we do have to try to take him out here. Alright, he's gained 6 armor, 18 damage we need to do to him now to take him out. We have drawn Enlightenment once again. Let's go ahead and play that. Alright, now we can play our Swivel. That'll make the next attack we play cost 0. Unfortunately, it's not enough to take out the enemy in the back simply using Windmill Strike, so we'll have to do that into a Flying Sleeve. We'll play our Deceive Reality for the extra block card. We've been hit with another Frail. 8 damage incoming this time around. Let's go ahead and play a Swivel here for the 6 block, making our next attack cost 0. And we can get 9 damage out of Empty Fist. And we'll play Empty Body for the extra block. That gives us now a full block. Enemy is down to 20 health. We'll pop Inner Peace to go into Calm. We'll strike and get rid of our Slime card here. Alright, let's go ahead and play our Eruption into a strike to finish him. Got all our gold back. Ooh, new cards. We have Omniscience. It is a rare card. Choose a card in your draw pile, play that chosen card twice, and exhaust it. However, this card does cost 4. So we will have to upgrade it to make it cost 3. Actually, no. Upgrading it will not change its cost. It'll just make the next 2 cards played free. We also have Protect here for Retain and gain 12 block. Let's go ahead and pick that up. We'll at least be able to play that. We have ourselves another shop here. 40 gold to our name. The only thing we can afford is Foresight. That is not worth picking up for us, so we're going to hold off for now. Heading into the next fire we go. Let's go ahead and smith a card. We can Smith Protect to make it 16 block. Smith Transmutation to make the colorless cards upgraded instead of just regular. We can upgrade Swivel to do more block. We can upgrade Deceive Reality for more block. I think we should upgrade Eruption here to make it a 1 cost. That'll allow us to play more attack cards combinations. Alright, we have the boss of the first floor. Let's go and pop Inner Peace here. We'll get Deceive Reality so we can get set up with a safety. And we'll hold on to our Miracle for now. Alright, we have drawn Transmutation here. Let's go ahead and play Empty Body for the extra mana. We'll play Evaluate for the Insight next time. Pop our Miracle and play Transmutation for 4 cards. We have drawn Magnetism. At the start of your turn, add a random colorless card into your hand. That is fantastic. We have Flash of Steel for the draw and 3 damage. We have drawn Swivel. Thinking ahead, let's go ahead and play that. That draws 2 cards for us, and now we can choose something to put back on top of the draw. Well, let's go ahead and put Eruption back. We have Secret Technique. Put a skill from your draw pile into your hand. I am not going to play that for now because we don't have any skills that we wish to draw. Alright, we have gotten Madness as our card. Let's go ahead and pop Vigilance here for the 8 block and enter in Calm. We also have Insight. Let's go ahead and play that. We can permanently reduce the cost of a card for the rest of this combat to 0. Let's go ahead and play that. We've reduced our Protect to a 0 cost. Let's go ahead and play it too. Alright, 20 blocks, so 15 damage we're going to take here. It drops us down to 31 health remaining. Alright, we have Evaluate. Let's go ahead and play that. into an empty body to exit our stance for extra mana. Let's go and play Secret Weapon, put an attack from your draw pile into your hand. Let's go and grab Eruption. We'll play Eruption into Flying Sleeves, and then Empty Fist as well. That'll exit our stance for us after being played. That drops him down to 88 health. Alright, we have drawn Metamorphosis. Shuffle 3 random attacks into your draw pile. They cost 0 this combat. Sure, why not? We got Flurry of Blows, Empty Fist, and Flying Sleeves. That all cost 0. We have drawn some slime cards. Let's go ahead and get rid of one. Alright, he has decided to buff himself here with a big attack. We have drawn the Bomb. That'll deal 40 damage at the end of the next 3 turns, if we survive that long. Alright, let's go ahead and play Flying Sleeves here for the damage. Alright, we have him down to 80 health. He is almost at the point where he will split. Let's go ahead and play Insight to draw. We have drawn a Strike. Between our Safety and our Protect, we have 24 block. Alternatively, I could play a Strike here and do 6 damage to him, but that won't be enough to make him split. So let's go ahead and play our Protect and Safety here. We could put a skill from the draw pile into the hand, but there aren't any that I wish to use at the moment. 11 damage we'll take here, dropping down to 20 health. Alright, let's go ahead and hit him a couple of times here to make him split. We'll go ahead and play Inner Peace to enter Calm. Alright, he is now going to split. Put a card from your hand to the bottom of your draw pile. It costs 0 until played. Let's go ahead and do that with Vigilance. We'll make it a 0 cost and draw it next turn. Alright, so our bomb is going to trigger soon. Alright, we'll play Empty Body here. Oh, before we do that, let's play Flurry of Blows on the enemy in front. And now we'll play Empty Body to exit our stance. That'll draw the card back for us. Let's play it again. Into Vigilance. That'll draw it again. We have Empty Fist as well. Let's apply the enemy in the back with the Vulnerable. Hit him with our Empty Fist. That'll draw our card back once again. Play our Defend here. That puts us at 20. Let's pop our Colorless Potion, see what we get. Jack of all trades. Add a random colorless card into your hand. Why not? We got Discovery. Choose one of 3 random cards to add to your hand. It costs 0. Enter Divinity and die next turn. Gain 6 block, shuffle an Insight into the draw pile. Or Worship 4/5 Mantra. Let's go ahead and grab Evaluate here. That'll add an Insight into the draw and give us the additional block. So we have almost a full block here. Oh, we actually don't even have to worry about it. Our bomb has taken them down to the point where they're going to split. Dramatic Entrance. Great time for that card. Let's go and play it now. Alright, so we've managed to reduce their numbers. No damage taken here. We'll sit nicely at 20 health. And we should be able to take him out right now. Alright. Let's see what we have. We have Vault, once again. We have Scrawl. Draw cards until your hand is full. And Spirit Shield. Gain 3 block for each card in your hand. Let's go and pick up Vault here. We know we can upgrade it to be a 2 cost. Upon pickup, transform all Strike and Defend cards. We have the Calling Bell. Upon pickup, obtain a unique Curse and 3 relics. Or Holy Water replaces Pure Water. At the start of each combat, add 3 miracles to your hand. Let's go with that. Alright, so We have 141 gold to our name. We definitely want to take the paths with the most fires. It looks like the left side is going to be our best option for that. So let's start here in the middle. We'll work our way through the question marks and proceed down the far left side after that. Alright, we have intangible, so we'll only take 1 damage this turn. Well, let's go ahead and start out with Swivel here. That'll make our strike cost 0 for us. And we will hold on to everything else for now. Alright, 12 damage incoming here. Let's go ahead and start out with Inner Peace. Into an Empty Fist to exit our stance for us. Actually, it might be better to play Swivel first and make Empty Fist cost 0. That gives us our 2 mana back, as well as the 8 block. So now we're looking at 4 incoming damage. We can block that with Deceive Reality. And Strike as well, to reduce his recurring block by 1. Alright, so 10 damage incoming here, and he will heal himself based on the amount of damage I receive from his attack. Let's go ahead and play Eruption here. Into a Flying Sleeve. We hit him twice, reducing his block now down to 11. Alright, let's go ahead and play Empty Body here for the block and exiting our stance. We'll also pop a Miracle for defend, so he doesn't heal himself. Alright, so we don't have any way to exit Calm once we enter it here. That's fine. We'll gain the 8 block from that. Alright, let's go ahead and play both our Miracles, and then we'll play Transmutate here. We got ourselves another Transmutation. Let's go ahead and play a Flash of Steel. That's given us Evaluation. Unfortunately, we can't play that. Alright, so we'll take 4 damage here. That drops us down to 68. 18 damage now incoming from the enemy. Let's go ahead and play our Eruption here. Now we can strike. As well as Deceive Reality, and we'll play Impatience as well for the draw. Alright, we have drawn Swivel for 8 block, but we actually need to use our safeties here. That puts us at 28, so we will take 8 damage here. Dropping us down to 60 health. Alright. Let's go ahead and play a Vigilance here. And then Empty Fist as well to exit our stance, gaining 2 mana back. And then Evaluate for the Insight. That is now a full block for us. Alright, we have Inner Peace here. Let's go ahead and play that. We'll get Swivel as well to make our strike cost 0. We won't play it this turn though because he has block and his block regenerates, so we'll simply hold off for a stronger turn. 10 damage incoming this time around. Let's go ahead and play our Flying Sleeves. We'll get Strike as well into a Flash of Steel. Empty Body. Actually, before we play Empty Body, let's play Insight to draw 2 cards to make sure it's worth it. It is. Let's go ahead and play Empty Body here for the extra mana. And now we can play Vault. So we'll get another turn. He did not regenerate his block, which is the key important part here. Let's go ahead and play Flash of Steel. We have Eruption. Play our Strike. And Empty Fist to finish it. Alright, we have an upgraded Sash Whip, 10 damage and 2 weak if the card played before this was an attack. We have a Flurry of Blows and another Swivel. Let's go ahead and pick up the Sash Whip. Into the next question mark room we go. Ancient Writing. Scaling the city, you notice a wall covered in the writing of ancients. As you try to wrap your head around what the puzzling symbols and glyphs could mean, the writing begins to glow. Suddenly, the message becomes clear. Remove a card from your deck or upgrade all strikes and defends. Let's go ahead and upgrade all our cards. The truth is always simple. Alright, so we can proceed to the right here and take our chances with all the question mark rooms, or to the left and take our chances with a fight. Let's take our chances with the question marks. We have a boss chest. We get the pair. Upon pickup, raise your max health by 10. We're now up to 82. Next question mark room, we have a shop. Alright, we could get 3 thorns at the start of each combat. Future card rewards have 1 additional card to choose from, or upon pickup, choose and add 5 random cards to the deck. Like water, at the end of your turn, if you are in calm, gain 5 block. Empty body for 7 block and exiting our stance. Wallop. Deal 9 damage, gain block equal to unblocked damage dealt. And Mayhem. At the start of your turn, play the top card of your draw pile. I see opportunities with all of these that make it worthwhile. Let's go ahead and pick up Like Water here, and we'll pick up the Orrery as well. Alright, so Sands of Time, retained, deal 26 damage when retained, lower its cost by 1. We definitely want that. We have Crescendo, enter Wrath. Perseverance for 5 block, when retained, increase its block by 2 for the rest of combat. Or Tranquility to enter Calm. Let's go ahead and pick up Perseverance. Wreath of Flame. Your next attack deals 5 additional damage. Rush Down. Whenever you enter Wrath, draw 2 cards. This one's a bit trickier. I don't necessarily need any of these cards. Let's go ahead and pick up Wreath of Flame, I suppose. Crescendo to enter Wrath. Prostrate for 4 block to Mantra, or Bowling Bash. Let's go and pick up Bowling Bash. And finally, we can get Wheel Kick for 15 damage and 2 draw. Devotion for Mantra generation. Or Protect for 12 block and retain. Let's go ahead and pick up Devotion. That'll help us get started on entering Divinity. Alright, so we have an enemy here with 40 block. He will retain block at the end of each turn. Let's go ahead and start out with Eruption here. Into a Flying Sleeve. And a Strike as well. Now I could double Miracle and play Swivel for the next attack cost being 0. Let's go ahead and do that, because there's always the chance we could draw a high cost card here. 25 block gained by the enemy, 20 damage he's looking to do. Sands of Time, we've drawn it. So now we have defeated him. Distilled Chaos. Play the top 3 cards of your draw pile. We also have Sash Whip for apply 2 weak. Cut Through Fate for 9 damage, 3 scry, and 1 draw. Or another Flying Sleeve. Let's go and pick up Sash Whip. It's already upgraded. Into the fire we go. We don't need to heal here, so let's go ahead and take the opportunity to upgrade a card. Let's go and upgrade Perseverance for the additional block gained. Into the next question mark room we go. We have a combat. 21 damage incoming from the enemy here. Let's go ahead and start out with a Bowling Bash. Into a Sash Whip to apply some weak. That gets him down to 15 attack damage being dealt. Alright, let's go ahead and pop our Miracle here for Swivel. We'll also play another Miracle for Defend. That gives us 16, which is a full block. And Strike for free. Alright, we have him down to 57 health. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit him with a Sash Whip here for additional weak. Alright, we're also going to go ahead and play our Miracle here for Vault. That makes it our turn once again. We get to keep our Intangible, since he has not had a turn yet. Let's go ahead and get our Devotion. Let's go ahead and play our Deceive Reality for the 4-block and our Safety. We also have a Strike we could play, or like Water. We're not currently in Calm, so this will not benefit us at the moment. 9 damage, he's going to block 3 of it, but that's fine. Alright, we have a full block here now due to our Intangible and the 4 block from the card we played. Alright, so he's not going to attack us this turn. Let's go ahead and play our Eruption. That puts us into Wrath. Let's hit him with a Strike. And pop Inner Peace here to exit Wrath. He has 17 health remaining. Alright, let's start out with Empty Fist here. That'll exit our stance for us, giving us additional mana to work with, and Sands of Time to finish him. Alright, we have another Empty Body. We have Crescendo upgraded, 0 cost, enter Wrath, and pressure points. Let's go ahead and pick up Crescendo. It has Retain, so it'll stay in the hand in case we don't need it right away. Let's go ahead and upgrade another card here. If we upgrade Empty Body, it'll increase in block value. Let's upgrade Vault to make it cost 2. Into the chest room we go. Modified Hand. Whenever you play a power card, a random card in your hand costs 0 that turn. That's going to come in handy. Alright, let's go ahead and play Inner Peace. Let's go ahead and play all of our miracles. We're going to bet everything on Transmutation. Alright, we got the power card here that will deal damage every time we play 5 cards. Let's go ahead and play Blind here to apply 2 weak to the enemy in the front. We'll play Magnetism to add colorless cards to the hand. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to block at the moment. That would, or draw cards, I should say. That would be nice. Let's go ahead and play Distilled Chaos. That'll play the next 3 cards for us automatically. Let's go ahead and play Wreath of Flame. Next attack deals 5 additional damage. That'll carry over to the next turn. And we'll hold off on anything else for now. Alright, so enemy in the front's looking to do 21 damage to us. Alright, we do have Empty Fist, that's important to note. Let's see if we can take out the enemy in the front here. We'll hit him with a Sash Whip as well. Flash of Steel on the enemy in the back. We have drawn Like Water. Let's go ahead and play Empty Fist to exit our stance, and Like Water in case we happen to enter Calm later. We're going to hold off on playing anything else for now. He's healed himself back up to 31. We've removed the enemy in the front, so we don't have to worry about too much incoming damage going forward. Let's go and play Vigilance here to enter Calm, and evaluate for the Insight. We don't need to play anything else for now. Going to slowly build block on the Perseverance card. 10 damage incoming here. Let's go ahead and play our Devotion. That decreases Eruption to a 0 cost. And we should be able to finish it now, actually. We'll go ahead and play our Insight to draw. And both strikes. And there you have it. Diva form. Fantastic. I've been waiting for this card to show up. We definitely want that. Alright, so we have 2 enemies here. Fortunately, we did not draw Diva form. I would have loved to have had that on the first turn. Let's go ahead and play our Swivel to make Bowling Bash free. We'll strike at the enemy in the front. Nothing else to do. We'll go ahead and play a Defend. We can play Snecko Oil to draw 5 cards. Let's go ahead and do that. They are all randomized in cost. Let's go ahead and play Wreath of Flame to make the next attack cost 0. Inner Peace because it's free. We don't really need to play anything else at the moment, so I'll hold off on that for now. We did get to keep our Protect because it has Retain. That should help us out going forward. 19 damage incoming here. We don't have enough damage to take out both enemies here, obviously, so let's go ahead and play Devotion and simply strike at the enemy in the front. We could get a free defend out of that. Let's go ahead and pop a Miracle here. We could play our Protect for 12. That puts us at 20. That's a full block. Or we could play Swivel. That gives us 8. That would not be a full block. We would take 3 damage there, but our next attack would cost 0. I could also play Eruption to get the 2 additional mana, but that would then increase their attack power, so we don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and play Protect here for the full block. Just play it safe. Alright, we have drawn Diva form. We definitely want to play that. That now makes our Deceive Reality free, giving us a safety. Let's go ahead and pop a Miracle here and play that safety. That puts us at 12 block. Alright, let's hold off on doing anything else for now. That reduces our cost on Sands of Time down to 3 due to it being retained. That drops us down now to 62 damage. 62 health remaining, I should say, after taking 8 damage. Alright, let's go ahead and play Crescendo to enter Wrath. That gives us the additional mana to work with. Now we can play our Sash Whip on the enemy in the back. That'll apply him with 2 weak. We can use Strike on the enemy in the front to take him out. Evaluate for a 7 block. And Sands of Time on the enemy in the back to deal 52 damage to him. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough to take him out. Might as well go ahead and play our Miracle here for Like Water as well. Alright, dropped us down to 49 health remaining. He is attacking, so let's go ahead and hit him with Sash Whip. Strike, and he's done. Got ourselves an Energy Potion, an upgraded follow-up, or Flurry of Blows. Let's go ahead and get the upgraded follow-up for the additional mana generation. Into the next fire we go. Let's go ahead and upgrade Diva form so it no longer has Ethereal, meaning it won't be destroyed if it's not played right away. Alright, so we have 2 enemies here, one of which is a flyer. He will stay in the air, taking less damage from our attacks until we knock him down. Alright, let's go ahead and start out with a strike here on the enemy in the front. We'll go ahead and pop our Sash Whip, as well as another Miracle here to take him down. I could have played Swivel there to make something cost 0, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and drink our Energy Potion here for Swivel now. 2 damage we'll take from the enemy in the back. Alright, so we can do 14 damage to the enemy in the front, or 8 damage with Flying Sleeve. Let's do Bowling Bash first. Into a Swivel, making Flying Sleeve cost 0. We aren't currently in a stance, so we'll just play Defend and end our turn. We've been applied with a debuff, now playing skill cards will add a status card to our draw pile. Power cards are affected as well, apparently. Okay, let's go ahead and throw a Sash Whip at the enemy here. We'll play a Miracle to also get Deceive Reality for the safety. Might as well play another Miracle here for Evaluate, so we can get the Insight. We are going to draw quite a few status cards here, but That's fine. We should be able to work around that. 16 damage incoming here. We can block that with our safety and defend. We have 2 mana left to work with. Let's go and play Transmutation here. That gives us a Trip and Thinking Ahead. Let's go ahead and play Trip here to get him vulnerable for the next 2 turns. And Thinking Ahead, that'll allow us to draw. Alright, we can put a card back on top of the draw pile if we wish to draw it next turn instead. Let's go ahead and put Eruption back. 20 blocks, so we are good damage-wise. 13 damage incoming here now. Let's go ahead and play Like Water. That'll make something free in our hand. Eruption. Alright, we don't have a lot in the way of block. Hitting him with Eruption, putting us into Wrath, would double the damage we would take. So 26 damage. I only have 10 block here on Perseverance. Even if I popped my Dexterity Potion, that would only go up to 15. I think it's worth just playing Perseverance here for the straight up 10 block. And we'll hold off on playing anything else for now. Now, if Sands of Time had gone down to a 0 cost, it would have been worth playing there. Alright, we have drawn Vaults. Let's go ahead and play Crescendo here. And then we will go ahead and play Defend. And let's go ahead and play Vault. That pushes us forward 1 turn here. We'll go ahead and get our Devotion and Sands of Time. Now we can play Inner Peace here to enter Calm. And we're only looking at 2 damage here, so it's not really worth playing Protect for. Especially since we have Like Water to give us 5 block. Alright, so we have Empty Fist to exit our stance, followed by a follow-up. Alright. I didn't need to play that Defend there, but it's fine. Until it's not. Alright, now we have to drink our Speed Potion here and play Protect. That gives us 17 block. Alright, we've dropped down to 39 health. We've finally fallen below the half health marker. Lots of dazed cards to get rid of. The last remaining card in our deck is an Insight. So we will get to draw a couple of extra cards if needed. Doesn't look like it will be needed, though. Alright, Empty Body. Gain 7 block, exit your stance. Fear no evil. Deal 8 damage. If the enemy intends to attack, enter Calm. And Talk to the Hand. Whenever you attack this enemy, gain 2 block. That's going to come in handy for the boss fight. Into the next enemy combat we go. We have a single enemy here. And we have drawn Diva Form on our first turn. Let's go ahead and play that. Bowling Bash is now free. Let's go ahead and play that as well. Unfortunately, we will take some damage here, but that's fine. Actually, I was able to make that work. Alright, let's go ahead and play Sash Whip here. That applies 2 weak, and we can hit him with another one to apply 2 more. We'll play Inner Peace here to enter Calm. Strike as well. That puts us at 6 block. I'm going to go ahead and pop the Miracle to play our Perseverance here. 2 damage we'll take, dropping down to 37 health. Alright, let's go ahead and play Eruption here to exit Calm, gaining 2 mana. Now we can play Follow-Up. Play our Devotion as well. And Empty Fist. That takes him out. We have another Empty Fist already upgraded for 14 damage and exiting our stance. Or Tantrum to enter Wrath. Let's go ahead and pick up Empty Fist here. More damage cards is always better. Let's go ahead and heal up here. We're at 61 out of 82 now. Into the next monster fight here, we have the stage boss. Alright, so to start out, we can play Evaluate. We're also going to play Wreath of Flame into our Miracle here for Vault. Alright, so we have gotten Diva form. Fantastic timing. Empty Fist is now free. We don't have any way to enter a stance, so we'll just go and get rid of that for now. Play a Miracle for our Strike. Oh, no. Let's play a second Miracle. Then we'll play Strike, and then we'll play Follow. I didn't really need to do that, but it's fine. You live and you learn, right? Alright, so 7 from each of the minions and 18 from the boss himself. Let's go ahead and play all of our defends here. That puts us at 24. And then we will strike at the enemy in the front here with a strike. It's almost a full block for us. Looks like we'll be taking 8 damage though, dropping down to 53 health. Alright, so we have Inner Peace here, as well as Like Water. This will give us a full block. Also making Flying Sleeves cost 0 this turn. Let's go ahead and play that. And Strike as well. We have the enemy in the front down to 13 health. We should be able to take him out on the next turn, depending on what we draw. Alright, sitting at 6 mana so far. Let's go ahead and Sash Whip the boss. And we'll play our Empty Body to get the 2 mana out of that, as well as Insight. Alright, so we can play Eruption here. We'll play Eruption on the enemy in the front. Then we will Bowling Bash the enemy in the middle. That takes him out. And Sands of Time is going to do 52 damage here. Let's go ahead and play our Defend. That gives us a full block from the enemy in the front, and then we'll hit the boss with Sands of Time. Drops us down to 1 armor remaining. He has hit us with some status debuffs here, decreasing our weapon attack, our block generation, and increasing our damage intake. 21 damage now from the enemy in the front. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to the hand on the boss. Go ahead and play our Devotion. Makes our Swivel cost 0. Go ahead and play our Vigilance here to enter Calm. Get Swivel in there for some additional block, as well as Deceive Reality for the safety. Alright, the boss is going to go ahead and summon his minion back. 20 damage incoming from the minions here. I didn't draw any attacks here, unfortunately. If I play Transmutation, I will draw 8 cards. Unfortunately, I don't have the hand space for that at the moment. Let's go ahead and play Crescendo. We'll get our Protect. We'll pop Defend. And Swivel. Now we can play Transmutation for 5. That gives us 5 cards to draw. Alright, let's start out with Magnetism for the draw. Our safety has become a 0 cost. Let's go ahead and play that. That puts us at 30 block. 42 damage is incoming. Let's go ahead and apply 2 weak to the middle enemy, dropping him down to 15 damage. Go ahead and apply 2 vulnerable to the boss himself. 2 weak to the enemy in the middle once again. We'll go ahead and play Chrysalis here to shuffle 3 random skills into the draw pile, make them cost 0 for the rest of combat. Got Sanctity, Judgment, and Alpha. We've taken 6 damage there. let's go ahead and evaluate here for 7 block. We've now made follow-up a 0 cost. Let's go ahead and play Inner Peace here to enter Calm. Now we'll play Swivel. We don't have any other attacks other than follow-up. Let's go ahead and take out the enemy in the front. Now we can play Swivel for the extra block. And let's go ahead and hold off on doing anything else for now. Alright, big damage taken from the boss, dropping us down to 23 health remaining. 7 damage now incoming from the enemy in the middle. Let's go ahead and hit the enemy in the back, the boss, with Trip to apply Vulnerable to him. Let's go ahead and play Eruption into Flying Sleeves and Strike. And pop Defend, that gives us a full block now, but I'll play the other Defend just because it's in the hand. Alright, the boss has increased their strength by 6. 1 damage now incoming from each of them. Now our Alpha has come out at no cost, so let's go and play it. That gives us Beta into the draw pile. Alright, Deceive Reality for the 4 block. Alright, let's go ahead and strike the boss. Then we'll hit him with a Sash Whip to apply Weak. Into an Empty Fist. Alright, so we'll hold off on playing anything else for now. We have drawn Mayhem. And we've entered Divinity as well. So this battle is over. Just for the fun of it, let's go ahead and one-shot the enemy in the front, and then the boss. Alright, we got Omniscience here. Choose a card, play it twice. Master Reality. Whenever a card is created during combat, upgrade it. And Deus Ex Machina. Whenever you draw this card, add 2 miracles to your hand and exhaust. Okay, so all 3 of these are good cards in their own right. Omniscience would be great now because we have Mummified Hand. We could make this card cost 0 if we play a power card. Or we could get Master Reality here to upgrade a card that's created by our colorless card that we have. Or we could get Deus Ex Machina for the extra mana. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Omniscience here. Alright, let's go ahead and open the chest. We have 3 items here. Double the effectiveness of potions. Gain mana at the start of your turn. You can no longer see enemy intents. And Tiny House. Tiny House is my favorite one because it gives so much variety. Obtain 1 potion, gain 50 gold, raise your max health by 5, obtain a card, and upgrade a random card. We've upgraded Bowling Bash, gained 50 gold, a colorless potion, and a new card to add. We could get Protect here, retain 12 block, choose 1 of 3 attacks of any color to add into your hand, and Evaluate to draw 2 cards. Well, you know me, I like cards that allow you to have variety in the deck. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Foreign Influence here. Alright, so we have 244 gold left. Let's take a look for some fires here. We have pretty much fires across the middle. Looks like we might have to go into a mini-boss if we want more than 1 fire out of this. Oh, no, I found a loophole. We're going to start on the far right side and head up the middle. I saw 3 fires there. Alright, Sash Whip will allow us to apply Weak to this enemy if we can attack him first, but we can't. So we're going to go ahead and play Deceive Reality here. Then we'll get our Defend here as well. Might as well throw some damage at him, just because. And we'll hold off on anything else for now. I could have used 2 miracles to enter calm, but I chose not to do so. Alright, we have drawn Crescendo. Let's go ahead and play that. We'll get our strike. And now we can pop Vault to go into the next turn. Let's go ahead and do that. Perseverance has gained more block. Alright, we have drawn Omniscience. Let's go ahead and play a Miracle here and play Omniscience. And we're going to go ahead and play Diva Form twice. And that counts as 2 power cards played, so 2 cards become 0 cost in our hand for us. 26 damage incoming. We definitely need to go ahead and pop both of our miracles here. Alright, 67 damage we need to do to this enemy. Let's go ahead and pop our safety because it is free. That's 12 block there for us. Let's go ahead and pop our Bowling Bash for 20 damage, and then Sash Whip to apply to weak. That drops him down to 19 damage. Let's go ahead and pop our Evaluate, and now we get away without taking any damage. $31 damage incoming here. Let's go ahead and finish him off with Sands of Time. 52 damage. Alright, so Reach Heaven to deal 10 damage and shuffle a Through Violence into the draw. We have Halt here for 3 block. Unless we're in Wrath, then we get 9. And Collect. Put a Miracle Plus into your hand at the start of your next X turns. So we get 1 in the hand, however many mana we choose to spend on that card. Let's go ahead and grab Reach Heaven. We need more damaging cards in the deck, in my opinion. Into the next question mark room, we have Falling. As you head upwards, hopping from one floating shape to another, you slip. You begin to fall. While in free fall, you consider your options. Land safely with your greatest techniques. Channel a power to survive the fall, or strike the wall and hang on it. So we would lose Defend Plus, Diva Form, or Eruption. Well, this one's a no-brainer. We're going to go ahead and trade Defend here. You land with extreme grace before continuing on. Alright, let's head into the next monster fight here. We have 3 enemies. The enemy in the middle does have thorns, so he will deal counter damage to us every time we strike him. Let's go ahead and play Talk to the Hand on the enemy in the front. He'll be the one we hit for block when we need it. Let's go ahead and play Reach Heaven on the enemy in the back. That gives us Through Violence for a future turn. Now, we're only going to take 2 damage here, so let's go ahead and pop a couple miracles to get Vigilance for the Calm. Let's go ahead and drink our Colorless Potion. Alright, put a card from your hand on the bottom of your draw pile. It costs 0 until played. We also have Violence. Put 3 random attacks from your draw pile into your hand, and Master of Strategy for 3 draw. We don't currently have any mana, we only have 1 miracle to work with. I say we go ahead and grab Forethought. We're going to go ahead and play that and put Protect on the bottom of the draw pile. We don't necessarily need it right away, and if the fight goes long enough that we do, it will be available for us at no cost. Alright, attack has gone back to normal. 9 damage coming from the enemy in the back here. Let's go ahead and play Empty Fist for the extra mana. And now follow-up is going to give us 1 additional mana as well. We're not looking at any attack damage here, so let's go ahead and play Transmutation to draw some cards here. Alright, we have gotten Magnetism. Let's go ahead and play that. We have Hand of Greed as well for 20 damage. If fatal, we get 20 gold. So let's go ahead and play our Miracle here. We'll strike the enemy in the front, and then hit him with Hand of Gold for the free money. Alright, Jack of Trades. Add 1 random colorless card into your hand. We got another Magnetism. Unfortunately, we cannot play that at this time. Let's go ahead and play Evaluate here, and the Bomb as well. 2 turns from now, the Bomb will blow up, doing 40 damage to the enemy remaining. Alright, let's go ahead and play Deep Breath here. That'll put our discard pile back into the draw and give us a card. Alright, so we have Perseverance. We do have to play that if we want to play any damaging cards here. So let's go ahead and play Perseverance and then through Violence. We have him down to 31 health remaining. Now our bomb will take him out on the next turn. Or we could be greedy. Let's play Defend here. We'll play Foreign Influence as well. Nothing really stands out to me. Alright, we have 2 mana left to spend here. Unfortunately, 31 health. We won't be able to take him out with Hand of Greed here. Let's go ahead and play our weapon card here. Okay, so it's safe to say that we've won this. Alright, so new card to add here. We have Protect for 12 block. We have Just Lucky, already upgraded, so we get 3 block, 4 damage, and we get to look at the next 2 cards on our draw pile, or another Sash Whip. Let's go and pick up another Protect here. Into the next shop we go. Alright, so a couple of things we could pick up here. Unfortunately, we can't afford the shovel. I would love to have that, being able to dig for relics at rest sites instead of upgrading cards. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage. Upon pickup, brews 5 random potions. We have Study here, which will add an insight into the draw pile, allowing us to draw more cards. That is a continuous power, by the way. Meditate. Put a card from your discard into your hand and retain it, which means you keep it. At the end of your turn, you don't discard it. And we also enter Calm. However, this does end your turn automatically. We have Conclude. Deal 12 damage to all enemies and end your turn. We have a Talk to the Hand. I am going to go ahead and pick that up. We have 218 gold left. We also have a Dramatic Entrance, which starts in the hand, no cost, 8 damage to all enemies. Alright, so with our last remaining gold, I am going to go ahead and pick up Pen Nib. Alright, we have enough left to afford either Tranquility for entering Calm, or Conclude for AoE damage. Let's go ahead and pick up Conclude. And we will call it there. Into the next room. We could go to the right here for a fire, a question mark room, and 2 combats. Or we can go straight up the middle for 3 combats and a fire. I'm going to go ahead and take my chance with the question mark room, see what we get. Mind Bloom. While walking and traversing through the chaos of the Spire, your thoughts suddenly begin to feel very real. Imaginings of monsters and riches begin to manifest themselves into reality. The sensation is quickly fleeting. What do you do? We have a couple of options here. We could fight a boss from Act 1 and get a rare relic, upgrade all cards but we can no longer heal, or gain 99 gold but become cursed with Normality. When Normality's in the hand, you can't play more than 3 cards that turn. The only option that doesn't completely ruin our playthrough is the first one. Let's fight a boss from Act 1. Alright, no attack incoming from the boss this turn. Alright, let's go ahead and start out with Flame Wreath to increase our attack damage. Then we'll play Foreign Influence to see what we get. Alright, we have Bane for 7 damage. If the enemy's poisoned, they take an additional 7. We have Pummel Strike for 9 damage and 1 draw. Or Fiend Fire. Exhaust your hand, deal 7 damage for each card exhausted. Let's go ahead and grab Pummel Strike. We'll go ahead and play that to see what we draw. We've drawn a Defend, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and pop a couple of our miracles. I'm going to save one and play Transmutation. We got a Jack of all Trades. Got another Jack of all Trades. Alright, let's go ahead and play Thinking Ahead. That'll draw 2 cards for us, and we get to put something back on top of the draw pile. I'm going to go ahead and put a follow-up back on top, actually. Alright, I can exhaust up to 3 cards in my hand. I don't want to do that, so we're going to hold off on anything else for now. Hopefully I draw Diva form quickly. I did not. I did, however, draw Omniscience. That's a big attack that's coming our way right now. Go ahead and play Swivel here for the 8 block. And defend as well. That puts us at 16 now. Oh, we dropped down to 55. 1 damage because of our intangible, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's go ahead and play our power card here. That'll reduce Sash Whip down to a 0 cost. Unfortunately, I don't have any attacks to play at the moment. Go ahead and play Empty Body. $10 damage incoming here. Our Vault has been drawn. Let's go ahead and play Deceive Reality. Let's go ahead and play Bowling Bash. And we'll go ahead and play Vault as well. We've finally drawn Diva form. Let's go ahead and play that. Okay. It's worth popping our Miracle here to play Talk to the Hand. And we'll also play Perseverance here to avoid any incoming damage. Ah, fantastic. Okay. Let's go ahead and pop Inner Peace to enter Calm. Then we'll pop Crescendo to enter Wrath. Into a Flying Sleeve. We'll strike, and then we can play Eruption into Empty Fist. And that leaves us with 10 block, 6 damage incoming. And we drop the boss down 100 health. He's sitting at 151. He keeps applying burn cards to our draw and discard, though. Alright, no attack incoming from the boss this turn. Let's go ahead and talk to the hand once again. Keep applying more block generation to him. Let's go ahead and play Empty Fist. We'll play both of our strikes and conclude. 93 health left on the boss. He has buffed himself 2 additional strength. Alright. Now we can take him out. We enter Divinity, tripling our damage output. Alright, we have Bird-Faced Urn. Whenever you play a power card, heal 2 HP. Very good. We definitely want that. Smoke Bomb. Escape from a non-boss combat, but you receive no rewards. We have another Consecrate here, 0 cost for 5 AoE damage. Empty Mind for 2 draw, but you also exit your stance. I'm going to go ahead and pick up Consecrate here. Into the fire we go. We're going to go to the right here. Let's go ahead and upgrade a card. We can upgrade Talk to the Hand to give us additional block. We can upgrade Foreign Influence to make the card we choose from whatever color we pick cost 0. I think that's what we want to do. Into the next combat we go. This enemy has reactive, so whenever we strike him, he will switch intense randomly. Alright, we have 2 block generated now. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and use the Smoke Bomb here. He's one of my least favorite opponents. Let's just avoid the hassle altogether. Into the next combat we go. Alright, this enemy has 300 health. Let's go ahead and start out with a Miracle here and pop Omniscience into Diva form. That'll go off twice now, healing us for 4 health. Alright, now we have a 0-cost swivel into Reach Heaven. We also now can play Sash Whip to apply to weak. And we'll hold on to everything else because it all has Retain, so it will not be discarded at the end of the turn. Our next attack will deal double damage. The best option here for us would be to play Sands of Time. 3 damage incoming here from the monster. Let's go and play Evaluate. And we can either do 7 damage with Bowling Bash or 9 with Conclude. Let's go and play Conclude here. That'll end our turn automatically for us. Got the enemy down to 232 health. And we're continuously gaining 2 additional mana due to Diva form. Alright, let's go ahead and play follow-up here for the additional mana. Now we have 7. We could play Transmutation here. I need to get rid of some of my cards, though. Alright, we have 6 mana left. Let's go ahead and play Transmutation. That'll fill our hand completely with colorless cards. We drew 2 additional Transmutations. Let's go ahead and play Blind here. Get both of our Swift Strikes in as well. We can put a skill from the draw pile into our hand. We do have 2 mana to work with due to our miracles. Is there anything that we want to draw? I could pick up Inner Peace here to enter Calm. Or I could pick up Vault. Well, let's go ahead and play Secret Technique. I'm going to pick up Inner Peace here. We're going to go ahead and play a Miracle to get that out. I'm not going to play either Transmutation yet. We'll save those for later. Alright, he's buffed himself 3 strength. He's sitting at 12 damage now. Let's go ahead and play our Consecrate. Then we'll get Sash Whip for the weak. Through Violence. Let's go ahead and exit our stance here. And now we'll play Vault. Alright. We have Crescendo. So now we can deal some more damage. Empty Fist, which exits our stance for us automatically. Alright, we do have to play Protect here. That gives us 9 block. So we are looking at 3 damage here. Let's go and play Empty Body. That covers it for us. Alright, we've lost our Vulnerable and Weak. Or, I'm sorry, not Vulnerable, Frail and Weak. So we can now get normal block and deal normal damage going forward. Let's go and play Talk to the Hand. We'll get Wreath of Flame played here to get Eruption to go off. Get our Deceive Reality and Vigilance as well. So now we've entered Calm once again. It's a shame our Intangible triggered on a turn he was not attacking us. That would have been nice to have gotten less damage taken there. Alright, let's go ahead and strike to start into Flying Sleeve. Play our Foreign Influence here to draw. Deal 5 damage. If the enemy has Vulnerable, gain 1 mana, draw a card. Slice at 0 cost for 6 damage, or Bane for 7. We don't have a way to apply Vulnerable, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and pick up Slice here for the 6 damage. Let's go ahead and play our Insight as well to draw 2. Nice, we got Devotion. That heals us for 2. 24 damage incoming from the enemy here. Let's go ahead and play our Safety. That puts us at 20. And then a Defend as well. And we'll hold on to our other cards for now. 91 health left on the enemy here. Let's go ahead and hit him with Talk to the Hand, as well as Consecrate. And let's play Like Water. That gives us 5 block simply for being in Calm. Might as well play or defend because we can't take it with us. Pen Nib is now active, so the next attack will do double damage. And we have drawn Sands of Time. This fight might be over now. And we'll play Conclude to finish it. Alright, we've gained the opportunity to add another Flying Sleeve to the hand, to the deck. 6 damage twice. Cut Through Fate is 9 damage. 1 draw. And we get to scry, meaning we get to look at the next 3 cards, so we can effectively choose the next card that we draw. Or Wallop for 9 damage, and you gain block equal to unblocked damage. Let's go ahead and play grab Flying Sleeves. Into the next chest room we go. We have the Centennial Puzzle. The first time we lose health each combat, we draw 3 cards. Alright, if we proceed to the left, we have access to another fire here. So let's go ahead and head into the next enemy combat. We have 3 enemies here to contend with. The first 2 are going to attack us, it looks like. Let's go ahead and play our Devotion here to start the mantra generation, and heal for 2. We'll go ahead and play our Swivel here. That makes our next attack cost 0. We'll hit the enemy in the front for 30. And now we can pop Empty Fist as well for 9 additional damage. Let's go ahead and play all 3 of our miracles for transmutation. Alright, we have drawn Finesse. 2 block, we get to draw 1. And now we can play Madness. Reduce the cost of a random card in your hand to 0 this combat. It only applies to cards that have a cost, so we can make Vault free for the rest of combat. However, it does have Exhaust, so it will only get 1 use. Let's go ahead and play Vault. That gives us an additional turn. Alright, so can we effectively reduce the damage output here? I think that we can. Let's go ahead and play a Swivel. That makes all of our cards free, all of our attack cards free, for the next play only. So let's go ahead and play a Sands of Time on the enemy in the middle. That'll trigger our Sash Whip for 2 weak. We can take out the enemy in the front. Alright, that has reduced our damage taken to 6. Drawing 3 cards for us. Enemy in the back has applied himself with some additional strength. We do have to be careful here. But luckily we got our intangible this turn, so we don't have to worry about damage being taken. So let's go ahead and play Diva Form. That'll trigger our Defend to go down to 0. And we get to keep Protect and Perseverance. Alright, 4 mana to work with this turn. 13 damage from both enemies incoming here. Let's go ahead and play our Talk to the Hand on the enemy in the front. We'll play Wreath of Flame. Actually, I might hold off on Wreath of Flame here. Let's go ahead and simply strike. Actually, Flying Sleeves will do 3 additional damage, so let's go ahead and play that. That gives us some additional block to work with as well. Let's go ahead and play our Defend here. That puts us at 12. Perseverance puts us at 22. So that is 4 damage we'll take. Unfortunately, that's unavoidable. $16 health left on the enemy in the front. Let's go ahead and play Crescendo. We'll get our Foreign Influence in as well. We have Backstab at 11 damage, we have Searing Blow at 12, and Bowling Bash, which would do 14. Let's go ahead and grab Bowling Bash. Alright, Eruption on the enemy in the front will take him out. Bowling Bash for 28. Let's go ahead and play our Vigilance here. Sure, I could have done that in a different order to take them out faster, but that's fine. I enjoy the challenge. Follow-up is just enough to finish him off. We have Empty Body here for 7 block, and exiting our stance, another Perseverance and Flying Sleeves already upgraded. Let's go ahead and grab Flying Sleeves. We have a lot of block in the deck now. Into the next fire, let's go ahead and upgrade another card here. We can upgrade Devotion to give 3 mantra instead of 2. We can upgrade Omniscience to make it 3 cost instead of 4. Let's go ahead and do that. into the next monster fight we go. Alright, this enemy is relatively straightforward. We just simply need to do damage to him to decrease his attack power, as well as increasing our block. Easy enough. Gonna play Like Water as well. We've made both of our cards cost 0. Let's go and play Sands of Time, and then we'll hit him with Sash Whip for 2 turns of Weak. No damage taken. He has 30 attack power this time. Let's go and play Foreign Influence here. We have Core Surge for 11 damage. We gain an artifact as well. Carve Reality, 6 damage, and we add a Smite to the hand for more damage. Why not? Let's go ahead and play our Bowling Bash here. Into Flying Sleeves. And a Strike. That wears him down to 2 damage being dealt. I am fine taking 2 damage. That drops us down to 59 health. And triggers our puzzle. Our hand is now full. Let's go ahead and play follow-up for the additional mana. Into a... well, we don't need to do much, but I will play Reach Heaven here, simply to put the Through Violence into the draw. So we're looking at 1 damage taken here. Unfortunately, I didn't draw any block this time around. Alright, we have Sash Whip for 2 weak. Into a Consecrate. We'll also play Flying Sleeves. And the Smite card. Now we will go ahead and use a couple of Miracles here to keep reducing his attack power. And to conclude, that drops him down to 0 damage dealt. Alright, one last turn we need to survive. We have him at 52 attack damage being dealt. We have not yet entered Divinity. Let's go ahead and play through... well, let's play Crescendo first. That'll enter Wrath for us. Through Violence for 40. And now we can play Empty Body to exit our stance and gain 7 block. 22 damage incoming here. Let's go ahead and pop Perseverance. That puts us at 20, and we can play our Miracle to survive. And this is his final turn, so we walk away with 58 health remaining. Alright, we have an upgraded Deceive Reality for 7 block, add a Safety into the hand. We have an upgraded Reach Heaven for 15 damage and a Through Violence added to the deck. And Flying Sleeves for 6 damage done twice. Let's go ahead and grab a Deceive Reality. Into the next question mark room, we have a Combat. 300 health on this enemy. Let's go ahead and start out with Omniscience here. We can get Diva form going early. Alright, we'll go ahead and pop our Miracle here to get Talk to the Hand started. And Inner Peace to enter Calm. A free strike. And we'll hold on to our hand for now. Our next attack is going to deal double damage. Seems like a good opportunity to play Bowling Bash. Alright, into Flying Sleeves. And a strike as well. We don't really need Vigilance here because we are already in Calm, nor do we need the block. Let's go ahead and play Sash Whip here for 2 weak, into a Reach Heaven, and we'll play Foreign Influence here. If you have discarded a card this turn, gain 2 mana. 9 damage, draw 1, and Bludgeon. 32 damage. Let's go ahead and grab Bludgeon. And we'll play that. We could exit our stance here with Empty Fist, but that gives us 2 mana we don't want to waste, so let's hold off on that for now. He's increased his attack power by 3, so he would have been doing significant damage, but we have Intangible. Let's go ahead and play Eruption here. It's a good opportunity for it. And now we can start attacking. We don't have much in the way of attack, though. So, empty body to exit our stance. Alright, we have drawn Sands of Time. Let's go ahead and play our Evaluate here for 10 block and the Insight card. We'll go ahead and play our Through Violence, then Sands of Time, and Sash Whip for 2 turns of Weak. Alright, and everything else we will retain for now until we need it. 24 damage incoming here. Let's go ahead and play Follow-Up for the additional mana. We'll go and get Devotion and Like Water Blade for the additional health. We have Swivel for 8 block. We'll go and play a Protect here. That puts us at 22. And might as well play the other Protect as well. That gives us a full block to work with. Alright, so we have Wreath of Flame for our next attack doing 5 additional damage. Let's go ahead and strike. We'll play Deceive Reality for the safety. We'll play Swivel for next time, and then we can play Vault as well for an immediate next turn. Alright, so let's go ahead and play our 0 cost card here into a Flying Sleeve. We'll get our Defend as well. Now, we have 15 mana. If we play Transmutation, it will give us 5 cards, no more, because we cannot hold any more cards. If we play Conclude, it will end our turn immediately. Let's go ahead and play our safety here. I'm also going to play Perseverance to make room in the hand. Let's go ahead and play Transmutation. That'll give us 7 cards to work with. Everything else is going to go straight to our discard pile. Alright, let's go ahead and play Apotheosis here to upgrade everything in the deck for the rest of combat. Alright, now we can start doing some damage. We'll get the bomb going. Dark Shackles will cause the enemy to lose 15 strength this turn only. Let's go ahead and play a Trip here. He'll go ahead and take 2 vulnerable. Let's go ahead and draw a couple of cards. We can put something back on top of the draw pile for next turn. Let's go ahead and put Dark Shackles on top. And Crescendo into Conclude for 48 damage. And we've taken him out. Alright, we have another Sash Whip, we have another Evaluate, and another Empty Body. Let's go ahead and grab the Evaluate. Any way to draw more cards is going to help us out a lot. Alright, 71 damage incoming here from this enemy. Let's go ahead and pop Like Water. That'll give us the 2 additional health. Into a Bowling Bash. See if we can randomize his attack. Yes, we've decreased his damage output significantly. Go ahead and play a Defend here. I don't have a lot in the way of defense at the moment, so we're going to hold off on doing too much damage to him, because his attacks will randomize every time damage is dealt to him. Let's go ahead and get Devotion started into an Evaluate as well. We can hit him with a Flying Sleeve. I've run out of mana here, so let's go ahead and play a Miracle. Actually, let's go ahead and play 2, because I have Intangible, so I'm not worried about taking damage from Wrath. Into Follow-Up for the additional mana. I don't need to play anything else, so we're going to hold off for now. Okay, so we want to play a Wreath of Flame here for the... Actually, yes. We only have 3 mana to work with. So what I'm going to do... I'm going to play Wreath of Flame into a Miracle And then Flying Sleeves, which goes off twice, triggering our Sash Whip, which applies 2 turns of vulnerable, and we'll play the second Sash Whip for 2 more turns of vulnerable. Ah, I wasn't looking at his attack damage. Okay, we've increased him, unfortunately, to the point where this will be the end for us. Is this my true potential? Yes, I think it might be. We've unlocked some new relics. Akabeko, your first attack each combat deals 8 additional damage. Duality, whenever you play an attack, gain 1 temporary dexterity. And the Ceramic Fish, whenever you add a card to your deck, gain 9 gold. Alright, and that does bring us to the end of today's playthrough. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching from YouTube, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe. It does help my channel out a lot. If you're watching from Twitch, or if you're interested in checking me out on Twitch, please feel free to drop by and drop me a follow. I do stream 5 days a week from Tuesday to Thursday, Saturday and Sunday as well, from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. EST. If you miss me one day, don't fret. Feel free to drop in the next. Alright, until next time.